Hello, YouTube fam. Welcome back. This is Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira, aka Dark Angel. Anyway, so wanted to have a quick conversation today about some price action that I was watching today for Ethereum because I think as beginner traders, I want to make sure that we don't fall into these traps, right? And dive into a trade without really understanding what we're even looking at. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what Ethereum was doing earlier today and some a potential trade setup that I saw as well, but I was working, so I didn't have time to really take it. So if that sounds like a good time, then smash the like button, poke it, subscribe, leave me a comment, and let's dive in. All right, guys. So check it out. Remember, so whenever you're coming into the charts, first thing, make sure and take a look at your. Oops, that's crazy looking, right? At your trend lines and things, and I like to start with this so that, it gives us a pretty good idea as to where we might be going. And it helps, especially on the bigger time frame, to see what the overarching trend is for a particular coin. In this case, pretty much everything should be in a downtrend. So on the daily for Ethereum, as you can see, we got a touch, so got three decent touches coming down on this downtrend. So I think that's a pretty strong resistance area right there. Additionally, if I zoom in, and remember, guys, this is just kind of to reiterate, practice, practice, practice. And let me turn off the Donchian channel, which I'm finding that I really, really like. I'm finding I really like it. Um, you know, draw your channels. Like here is what is this? A bear flag, right? Going up. You know, draw draw it out with as many touches as you can see. Let me zoom in a little more here. Let me zoom that up. Okay. So we got a nice touch, 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 touch. Lots of confirmations on this top line. So that's a good area um, to be aware of so that, if you're considering trading this channel and you're getting to the top of the channel, you might not take a long from there, without proper confirmation of like closure above it and continuation, right? Same thing for the bottom channel. This one's not as exciting. It's like one, two, and then breakdown, but it is a bear flag. So on the daily. So definitely pay attention to that. And then on top of that, now that we've kind of fallen into this other rising channel, I wanted to basically, and let me turn off the SMA so it's a little easier to see as well, right? I wanted to also do the same thing because we are rising, and I probably should do a top level here as well. Let's take a look. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to touch multiple times, right, as levels of resistance go. And what I've done though is I'm finding that I really enjoy, um, if there's one level that's acting as resistance, but it broke through, I like to draw that second breakthrough out as well, just so I can have some gauge. So if we close below this, then I would say, all right, good. We're gonna continue down. But if we bounce off of it and continue on, then it's just another place that I would say take a long from, right? If we bounce off, show confirmations that it's continuing to be support, then that would be a good setup for us. But anyway, I just wanted to just reiterate that, like, make sure and do your lines. Don't delete them because they'll come back later to help as your trading continues. All right, so let's dip down into the primary focus of this conversation, which is Ethereum on the 15-minute. And if you notice, and this is something I want to reiterate very clearly for us, right? Draw out your resistance levels, if it's diagonal, horizontal, whatever, right? So I had a horizontal resistance here, along with another one up here for other reasons. I think I pulled them out from the 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, just to see, different areas of confluence. And I can probably pull these down so they touch properly. Because, whenever you do them on the higher time frames, they never quite look perfect. So if I were to adjust that down, oh, you know what? That's an imbalance up there somewhere. My bad. Anyway, so I was wrong. This is an imbalance that I'd seen on an earlier time frame that I marked out. Okay, so another reason to make sure you mark out your imbalances, because those are areas of potential targets that if you were, say, going into a long and they were going to come in and eat this imbalance, that could be a great place for you to take some profits, right? Anyway, so let's roll back into what was going on with Ethereum, right? So it looks like they came up on this imbalance, and I'm going to put my moving averages back on. In this case, the yellow line here is the 50 weighted moving average, and the white one is the 200 weekly moving average. And hang on a second, I gotta take a quick gander here for a work thing. I apologize, guys. Trying to do multiple things at once. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying utilizing both this SMA by KGS with and I'll just show you my configs again, with the uh, weighted moving average for 50 and weighted moving average for 200. So definitely, do your own research and check them out and see how they've been working in the past. But what I found when I, did my own cursory, what's the word I'm looking for? Investigations, I found that I really like the weighted moving average. The simple moving average is not bad, but the exponential is better, and the weighted, I think, is the best. That's my opinion. Do your own research. All right, so check it out. So earlier today, and I'm really enjoying this Don Xian channel. This thing is awesome. So definitely check it out for your trade entries and things, and stop loss management and all that good stuff. Anyway, so I've got this juicy imbalance up here, but what I wanted to show you guys is for the moving averages, right? I started to see this like really amazing squeezing in between the averages, right? 200 acting as resistance and the 50 acting as support. But then the other thing I noticed was this evening star, which is a bearish reversal pattern, right? So basically, what we're seeing here is that the bulls came in and they brought price back up to the 200. Then there was some indecision with this doji candle in the center here, and then the bears were like, smacked it right back down. And of course, the bullish version would be the opposite, right? Anyway, so I saw that and I was like, oh man, if I can see a candle that closes below the 50 here, then I would take a short, right? Or at least it would be a great setup for a short. And, down below here is one of my resistance, my support areas below here. So I'm thinking, hey, that's a great idea, right? So if I get confirmation of a 15-minute candle that closes below here, then I can enter into a short and expect it to come down somewhere down here, right? One thing to note, guys, like if there is something, in this case, I've got a support trend line down here, look to the left. Look to the left of your charts and check to see if there's anything else that might draw price down to that space, right? So here we've got an imbalance, and again, I'm using the imbalance finder dynamic so that it highlights it for me. They've already eaten that imbalance, so maybe that's not what they were aiming for. Is anything else lower down? Oh, look. So here's an imbalance that hasn't been eaten. So let's draw that out really quickly up to the point where, yeah, they touched it and then ran smack dab away from it. All right. So here's a handy imbalance that, they could run towards. So that could be a target again if you were to take a short from here. Let's see, anything higher up. So looks like that's a no. And then there's another one here, but that would cut through. And then, this would be a spot where they broke it. So I wouldn't be focusing on this one just yet. But, once they eat this one, heck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this stuff is so fascinating to me. Like watching it while I'm working is so interesting. And honestly, I really wish that I had the time to do this, more often during the days. But I also don't like, I don't know yet if I like trading on a Monday. I've gotten advice that, trading Tuesday to Thursday are the best days because Monday, the markets will be absorbing all of the stuff that happened over the weekend. And then Tuesday is optimal because everything's kind of sort of been set up. You can find better entries and exits, but I'm still testing that out. So TBD. Anyway, so I pulled this back so I could show you what I was thinking, right? So let me drop this speed on this thing because I just want to show you the next candle that formed on it, right? That's too slow. Okay, stop. All right, so awesome. So we have another 50-minute candle that formed underneath the 50. So this is my confirmation here after this beautiful evening star, which is that bearish reversal pattern we talked about a second ago. So then my thoughts were this, I would, and there's an imbalance here, so maybe it pops up a little bit, eats a little bit of it, so I would enter into something here and maybe try to get down to this imbalance, right? And see how that plays out. So that's what I was thinking when I saw this forming. I was like, ooh. And guys, let me just say, learning to read these candles and what they're saying is like life, okay? Besides using, any of these indicators, which are great, they're great supporting tools, but nothing beats you understanding what you're looking at. And that's the thing I'm trying to work out. Also, guys, I personally would put this above the Donchian channel as my like stop loss, right? And I say I like to do like 1% approximately, but just put it above the channel a little bit, bam. And let's see how that played out. And then we'll let's speed that up a little bit. Come on over. Even further. All right. Oh, juicy. Juicy. Come on. Ooh. All right. So check it out, guys. This is a good example of reading a trend reversal for your entry, right? So here we have an engulfing, a bullish engulfing candle right here. Notice how we've got this body of the candle being fully subsumed, engulfed, covered, just taken over by this candle. So this is a very good reason to exit your trade. Take your profits at the close of this trade if it does not come down to your take profit area, right? That's what I would do, There's no point in giving money back. So let's see what happened. Let's let that play out. Maybe I'm wrong and it oh. Hmm. So what that says to me is take your profits. You know what I mean? What's that? That's per this tool. That's about 1.54%. But, depending on whatever leverage you're using, and please, for the love of everything, be responsible with that. But, that's not bad. That's like almost a 1.5, return on a quick trade right there, coming down to this level. Not bad. Anyway, guys, so quick recap. What do we see? we saw we saw that whenever there's squeezing between the 50 WMA and the 200 WMA, wait, okay? Wait, because they're trying to figure out direction. So if this had gone in the opposite direction and closed above the 200, then we would have been um, long biased because guess what? Juicy imbalance up here to be eaten, and we have that along with this trend line up here as potential targets. All right, so just make sure that don't rush in, right? Wait for confirmation. Just like I said, I waited for this candle to close below, entered on this one. Well, approximately, yeah, like that. Perfect. And then, if you were watching it and you saw this like pin space rejection and then pinned rejection, you could have exited here. Or as you saw this green candle forming, once it hit up above this guy, you could have exited. Or, just depending on your strategy, exited at the close of this candle. Take your money and go. Wait for another opportunity. All right. Anyway, so just wanted to point those things out. Make sure if you are using these moving averages, they are great indicators, I think personally, that to help me figure out if I am short biased, in which case right now we are currently, below, at this point, we're currently below the 200 and not sure what we're doing with the 50. And then we drop below the 50, which then made me feel like, all right, we're short biased. Maybe we come down and eat this juicy thing, hit this section, bounce off of it, and continue up. But don't enter into any trade without confirmation. Okay? Hey, one other thing. Don't we just love using this Donchian channel to set stop losses? I've been like wringing my freaking hands trying to figure out what would be the best method for doing this. And this is awesome. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Drop a comment below if you like the content or if you just want to weigh in on anything that I've said here. If you have suggestions for things that you'd like to see that I can like focus on in the future for you, let me know. Hit the like button, hook a sister up with that. I do enjoy seeing it because it makes me feel comfortable that the channel is growing. All right. Anyway, so happy Monday, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, do it safely, do it responsibly, and let's all try and make some money. Shakira out.